Hello everybody. Today in Knowledge Charity we are going to have a new chapter coming in. In most of the schools, our Knowledge Charity modules have not been synchronizing with the school syllabus. So we have decided to just put a temporary halt to electrostatics and bring in optics into the picture foray. Optics can be divided into two topics, namely ray optics and wave optics. Ray optics primarily deals with reflection, refraction, prisms, lenses. It's going to be that way. Whereas wave optics is going to give the students an entirely new dimension to what actually light is. Students have just seen light as light, but there is a different dimension to light altogether. That is what we are going to see in wave optics chapter. So now, to begin with, let us start with ray optics. Okay. First point which we need to know in optics is light. Without light we cannot study optics. What does light mean? What does light mean? That we are going to see now. And then we will proceed to the phenomena involved in optics. Okay. What do you mean by light? What is light? You can not give a definition for light actually, but light is something which removes darkness. Okay? Do you understand? Darkness is the permanence or the reality, whereas light removes darkness. That is the quality of light. Okay? Our dear Newton had done some research and he had said that light is made up of some corpuscles. Light is made up of corpuscles. But there are many other theories which say more about light, that we will be seeing in wave optics. Okay. So the phenomena which we are going to study in this module 3 about light is reflection. What is reflection? What are the types of reflection? Laws of reflection, mirrors, their properties and all those things we are going to see in this module today. Okay. What do you mean by reflection? What is meant by reflection? Anyone, can you tell me? Ray of light is traveling. Ray of light is traveling and it encounters to meet a different media other than air. Light is traveling. Okay. It encounters another medium. So once it meets that medium, it cannot travel further because that medium is not transparent. There are three types of mediums, media: transparent, translucent and opaque. So our medium is going to be opaque, that it does not allow light to pass through. So once it hits the opaque media, it is forced to change its path. Am I clear? The light, when it encounters the media, it is forced to change its path. So such a phenomenon where a light ray changes the path of its travel when it encounters with a medium without any change in medium. Very important. It encounters or it hits the media and it changes its course of direction and goes into the same media. It is traveling in air. Okay, it is traveling in air, hits a mirror and it is reflected back into the air only. So the concept of reflection is very important. It is the change of direction of a light ray when it hits a medium or it meets a different medium which is opaque, but it does not enter any other medium, but it is traveling back in the same medium in which originally it was traveling. Am I clear? So that is the concept of reflection. So in reflection we have got various concepts to learn. First concept to learn in reflection is the angles of incidence and the angles of reflection. Okay. What is this angle of incidence? What is angle of reflection? So these two concepts we need to know very clearly. Okay, basically what are they? This is going to be a media. You can see the board a little bit, you can see, so let me draw. So this horizontal line which I have drawn is the media. Yes or no? You can see. Okay. So a line which is perpendicular to this media, 90 degrees to this media, is called as normal to the media or normal to the surface. Clear? It is called as normal to the surface. This is perpendicular to the media. Fine. So a ray of light is going to come like this and going to become incident. It's going to become incident on the mirror. That is, it is falling on the surface, not mirror necessarily. Maybe any surface. This is a plane surface. It may be a rough surface also. So it is incident on the mirror. So now there is an angle formed between the normal, that is a perpendicular to the surface, and the ray. Isn't it? That angle is called as angle I, or angle of incidence. Similarly, it will go back, no? The ray which is on incident on a media will get reflected. Yes or no? The ray which is incident on the media will get reflected. So that will be a reflected ray. So the ray will change its path and go, no? The ray will change its path and go somewhere into the same medium. It will get plunged into the same medium. Yes or no? So this is called as the reflected ray. So now this reflected ray will make an angle R with the normal. Okay, the reflected ray will make an angle R with the normal. That is called as the angle of reflection. It's called as angle of reflection. So by laws of reflection, so when something happens, it has to obey some laws. That is very important. Then only some phenomenon will take place. So if there is a force of attraction between two charges, then it obeys Coulomb's law. Similarly, if reflection happens, it obeys the laws of reflection. What does laws of reflection say? The angle I which the incident ray makes with the normal is equal to the angle R that the reflected ray makes with the normal. The angle I is equivalent to angle R. That is what the concept of law of reflection says. Okay. Let me introduce one more concept called as normal incidence. What is normal incidence? Normal incidence is when a ray of light is falling on the surface along the normal or parallel to the normal. That is, the incident ray angle of incidence with the normal, the angle I that the incident ray makes with the normal is 0 degrees. That it is coinciding with the normal. Then that means the ray is of normal incidence. Similarly, when the ray is reflected, when the ray is reflected back, that also goes along the normal and obeys the laws of reflection. Okay, clear with the concept? First concept is light. Light is a concept, or it is a property that removes darkness. Okay, darkness is permanent, light removes darkness. First concept. Second is phenomena associated with the light. Two concepts are there: reflection and refraction. Reflection and refraction. Okay, we will study reflection first. So I started off with reflection, where reflection is a phenomenon where a ray of light is incident on a media that is opaque, and it changes its path and travels back into the same medium in which it was originally before. Okay, that is the concept of reflection. So we have now gone one more step, where we have studied angle of incidence and angle of reflection, and what is the law that governs the process of reflection, that is angle I equal to angle R. So last we have studied the concept of normal incidence, where the ray of light is incident on the surface alongside the normal or coinciding with the normal, hence the angle of incidence is going to be 0 degrees. Okay, clear with the concept? Next concept which we will be seeing is the concept of plane mirror. Concept of plane mirror. What is a plane mirror? Any guesses? What is a plane mirror? Plane mirror is a surface, a horizontal surface, 2D surface. Okay, similar to a line. It's a plane rather. When you see it in a profile view, it is going to be looking like a line. When you see it from the front view, it is going to be like a plane. That is why it is called as a plane mirror. So this plane mirror is a polished, what is a mirror basically? Let us come back to plane mirror. What is a mirror? Mirror is nothing but a polished surface coated with shiny or lustrous substance, so that light is totally reflected back into the medium. It is not absorbed. Am I very clear? See, have you ever noticed in a mirror you can never see the mirror itself? You cannot see the mirror at all. Can you see the mirror at all? You cannot see, because it totally reflects the light, and you can see only yourself, but you think that as the mirror. It is not the mirror. You see entire scenery in front of the mirror is reflected back, and you don't see the mirror as such. So mirror is a plane mirror is a plane which is coated with shiny lustrous materials in order to reflect the light back totally. Okay. Now this plane mirror has got certain properties. What are those properties of plane mirror? First property, the plane mirror always produces a virtual image. The plane mirror always produces a virtual image. What does this mean? Suppose I have got a screen, okay, a cloth screen in front of a plane mirror. Usually what happens? As I said, reflection means that ray of light is incident, it goes back. So that ray of light, if it is going to be reflected, it must be caught on a screen if it is placed in front. So you can see whatever is there in the mirror on the screen. Yes or no? Yes. But in case of plane mirror, such a thing is not possible. The image is not possible to get caught on a screen. You cannot get the image onto the screen. Why? That I will explain to you very shortly. You know, there is a concept of image formation. How to find the image is formed by diagrams called as ray diagrams. In the ray diagrams, I will give you better clarity of why virtual images cannot be caught on a screen. See, the basic point behind virtual images is the image is not formed due to the intersection of rays of light. If an image is formed due to the intersection of ray of light, then you can get it in a screen. In virtual image, it is not so. It is only by the production of the rays of light behind the mirror you get the image. So this is going to be completely Greek and Latin at this point of time, without me explaining what ray diagram is. So I will explain to you very clearly when I explain the ray diagram in this case. Okay. So this is the concept of plane mirror. It is always virtual. Second thing is, the image is always erect. If you stand straight, it will be showing you straight. If you stand upside down, mirror also will show you upside down. It is just the same as that of the mirror, but it is laterally inverted. It is laterally inverted. Left to right of the original image will be right to left of the mirror image. That is called as lateral inversion. That is why now in the ambulance you have got the word ambulance written in a right to left fashion, because when it is reflected on the mirror of that guy who is driving the front vehicle that is going in the front, he will be then only seeing a proper ambulance symbol. Otherwise, if it is written in a normal way, that fellow will see a laterally inverted version. So that is why we write the laterally inverted version ambulance on the vehicle, ambulance vehicle. So this is one of the reasons for why such things are done. Okay, so if we see science by relating it with the daily world activities, we will understand very clearly why things are done so. Clear? Okay. These are the properties of plane mirror images. Next we will go to a different type of mirrors called as spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors, they are also mirrors only, but what's the difference? They are mirrors that are cut out from a sphere. Okay, they form a spherical in shape. Okay, they form spherical shape and they resemble as if they have been cut out from a sphere. Okay, there is a sphere like this. Okay, there is so for example I am cutting out the sphere into equal halves. Okay, I am cutting out the sphere into equal halves. What will happen? One half will be like this, the other half will be like this. Okay, the sphere equal halves is cut. So one half is like this, the other half is like this. Yes or no? That is how the spherical mirrors are done. So a ball of mirror is cut. Half or a quarter or whatever it is, it forms a part of a sphere. Okay, that is how spherical mirrors are done. Yes or no? Understand? Okay. Now we will have to learn few terminologies from the examination point of view. These might be quite technical also. It will be helping you in technical knowledge also apart from the examination, because we are going to use these terms to draw ray diagrams. Understand? First point, first terminology is center of curvature. First is center of curvature. What is center of curvature? What do you mean by center of curvature? I told you that a mirror, a spherical mirror, is being cut out from a sphere. Has been cut out from a sphere or a spherical ball. Clear? So the center of curvature is the center of the sphere from which this mirror was cut. Okay, the center of curvature is here for this mirror because that is the center of this sphere from which this mirror was made. Are you clear? The center of curvature is the center of the sphere from which the mirror was cut out, or mirror was assumed to be cut out. That is called the center of curvature. Okay, if at all we are really cutting the mirror from a spherical body, we will easily find out that is the center of curvature. But we don't do it. It is just an assumption. It is just an assumption that we are cutting this mirror, spherical mirror, from a sphere. So how to find the center of curvature? How to find the center of curvature? Center of curvature can be found out with the help of a point, another point called as the principal focus or the focus of the mirror. Principal focus of the mirror is half the measure of the center of curvature. If center of curvature is 2 meters away from the mirror, the principal focus is 1 meter. That is how we calculate center of curvature without the help of any spherical representation. What is this principal focus? We have learned center of curvature is the center of the sphere from which this mirror was cut. What is this principal focus? Principal focus is the point. It is a point. Center of curvature is also a point. It's a center. It's a point where all the rays of light that are parallel to the line joining the center of the mirror and the center of the curvature meet. I am again repeating. If you draw a line joining the center of the mirror and the center of curvature, you will get a line. Okay. The principal focus is a point where all the rays of light that are parallel to this line meet after getting reflected. That is called as principal focus of a spherical mirror. So now I have introduced one more concept, that line which joins the center of the mirror and the center of curvature. We will call that line as the principal axis. We will call the line as the principal axis. Clear? We will call the line as principal axis. Now, we need to solve a few problems, like how big is an image formed when reflected from this mirror, how small it is, what is the nature of image. These problems we need to solve to learn the entire concept thoroughly. Okay, understood? We need to solve problems. So to solve these problems, we need to know some convention. We need to know some convention to solve the problems. Okay, what is that convention which we are going to follow to solve these problems? That convention is called as Cartesian sign convention. It is called as Cartesian sign convention. Why it is called as Cartesian sign convention? Because we are going to use the Cartesian form of the x and y axis in order to measure the images now. That is why it is called as Cartesian, because the other form is polar form, which you have studied in mathematics of 11th standard, complex numbers. Okay. So we are going to use the Cartesian form of the graph or the x-axis and y-axis. So that is why it is called as Cartesian sign convention. Clear? Okay, what is the it is a convention, purely a convention, so it can be broken, but a true physicist need not follow. Okay, it can be a convention, can be broken, but when we are doing it in an examination or writing an examination, the norms or the conventions need to be followed strictly. So I am just giving you the guidelines, conventions for examination point of view and research point of view. So you can just invert the conventions and use it. It's not an error. Okay, it's just a human guidelines. No, anything is human. See, even time is a human guideline. So if I say 1 hour is 25 minutes also, that also is correct according to my time frame. I can say 1 hour is 25 minutes and I can calculate. So 1 minute is 10 seconds I can keep. So everything is what we have decided. It is not hard and fast. Do you understand? The measurement or the measurement systems is what we have decided. Similarly, convention is also what humans have decided. So conventions can be changed. It need not be necessarily the same what I am telling. But in the examination, we have to follow these conventions. Okay. So what is the first convention? All the distances that are measured along the ray, along the incident ray, are considered to be positive. All the distances that are measured along the incident ray direction is considered to be positive. If the mirror is like this, an incident ray is from my right to left, and I am measuring a direction from my right to left, then it is considered to be positive. If I am measuring from the mirror to right, it is considered to be negative. Understood? That is the first rule of Cartesian sign convention. Second rule. What is the second rule? All distances that are measured above the principal axis are positive. All the distances that are measured above the principal axis are positive. All the distances that are measured below the principal axis are negative. So this is the Cartesian sign convention. Clear? With this only we are going to solve problems, write some derivations from the exam point of view, and go to the next concept of refraction after completing this. We will do some reasoning out problems or questions, give reasons for questions I will discuss. And I will give you some homework questions for you to analyze and find out why it is so. Clear? So for now, module 3, we will stop with basics of reflection and Cartesian sign convention. And next module we will see deriving mirror formula and solving of problems related to mirror formula. Okay, fine. So I will give you, for this part of the whatever we have discussed, I will give you one small question for you to sit and analyze and learn what it is. This questions which I am giving you for you to analyze, as well as from the examination point of view. Just find out what are the two types of mirrors available. Spherical mirrors, I mean. What are the two types of spherical mirrors available, and what are the natures of images formed in each of them at different positions. What do you mean by different positions? If you keep an object at the principal focus, where is the image formed and how it is? If I keep it at the center of curvature, how it is? If I keep it at the center of the mirror, how it is? It's like that. I want you to find out. Next is, this is purely whatever I told till now. This question is for knowledge, understanding. Next is also going to be like that. It's not there in the syllabus. Just try to prove by simple geometry. You can write an email to nyandan@gmail.com of this question. Not the previous. This previous question you can comment it. This question you can write me an email. Just try to prove by simple geometry that the height of the image formed in a plane mirror, is same as that of the height of the object. The height of the image formed in the plane mirror is same as that of the height of the object placed in front of it. You need to send me the answers by email. GNANDHAAN Nyandan GNANDHAAN @gmail.com is the email ID of this portal. You can send your answers through that email. Once again, if you had liked this lecture, you have got a button below, click like. And the objective of this forum is to spread the knowledge or spread the concept of quality education to as many people as possible. That is why we are keeping this forum, or we have formed this portal. So you need to subscribe, then only you will have this forum onto the top of the most discussed lists. Then more people can get in and learn what we are teaching here. So with this I am concluding with the first module of optics, ray optics. Maybe 3 days or 4 days I will take to upload the second module, that is spherical mirrors formula and few application give reasons questions that you might expect in the examination, as well as you might not expect, because we will see some out of syllabus questions also to understand the topic better. Thanks a lot. Thank you for watching the video. Knowledge Charity.